Hello everyone and welcome to my Enotria walkthrough. In this guide, we're going to cover everything you need to know to get through the game efficiently. We will be breaking down all the key points, including side quests, achievements, and important loot. I might miss one or two consumables here and there, but don't worry, it won't be anything game breaking. Also, keep in mind that at the time of this recording, there is not a lot of information out there on this game, so I'm doing my best to bring you the most comprehensive guide possible with the limited resources available. Thank you, and I hope you find this guide useful. So here we're in the tutorial. It is not really important, but I'll use this to explain to you the basic game mechanics. Once you get started with the tutorial, you'll quickly notice that the game leans heavily on parrying, which is due to its deflection-based combat system. While the tutorial does touch on dodging, and dodging being part of the skill tree, it's not reliable. There aren't nearly enough iframes compared to what you'd find in From games. Dodging feels awkward and won't save you in tight situations. As for rolling, you'll realize its absence pretty quickly in the tutorial because it's almost non-existent in the game. Honestly, I barely even notice it's an option in this game, which makes you wonder if this is really a true Souls-like. But that's a conversation for another time. With dodging and rolling off the table, the key thing to focus on is mastering deflects. And if you really need to dodge, double tapping is your best bet. You'll also notice during the tutorial that the parry window in Enotria is extremely generous. It's nothing like Lies of P, where you would have to spend hours perfecting the timing. Here, even double tapping the parry button often lands a successful deflect. So let's practice your parrying skills on the tutorial boss. Once you're done with this part of the tutorial and have defeated the tutorial boss, you'll receive the Mask of Change mask, Drunken Sword mask line, Hardened Stone parry gem, and the Stage Great Sword weapon. From there, proceed through the cave until you reach your first save point, known as a reality knot in this game. Resting at the knot will prompt a tutorial on your loadout and the path of Innovators. Now let's go ahead and click into the loadout menu and follow the instructions on the screen. The masks you equip are essentially different builds, but from now on we'll refer to them as loadouts. You can assign various weapons, mask lines, passives, and perks to your loadout as long as you've unlocked them in the skill tree. I recommend having one loadout for dealing with regular enemies and another for bosses. Later on, I might even set one up specifically for handling certain damage types or resistances. Once we get to the section with the mask lines, you'll see there's only one available to equip for now. You'll unlock more as you progress through the game. Mask lines are similar to Fable Arts and Lies of P, but they also infuse your weapon with elemental powers. And just like Fable Arts, they each have a different wind-up modeled after real musical tempos. I'll list all the speeds ranked from slowest to fastest, which you can take from the graphic on the screen. You can fill up your mask line meter by attacking enemies in order to use them. Finally, we open the skill tree. You'll notice the game prompts you to activate two specific paths. Even if you skip the tutorial, those two will still be activated. You cannot bypass them. I'm not going to focus on unlocking perks right now, but feel free to read through them and pick what suits your playstyle. If you decide to activate any perks, I recommend prioritizing survivability. I will make my choices before we face the first true boss. The game now asks us to open the loadout menu again. Although the paths are tied to the skill tree, you still have to choose which ones you want to activate from the skill tree itself. Equipping aspects allow you to drastically change your stats. For now, the ones we have will only affect a single stat, but later in the game, we'll find aspects that modify multiple stats. Once you've finished the menu tutorial, you'll receive additional items and the game will automatically equip them to your third loadout, the Piercing Wit Mask loadout. I'll be using this one as my exploration loadout for now. Once we're done here, head toward the doorway that looks barricaded by planks. The game will introduce us to Ardore Breath. Use it to break through the barrier. After that, ride the lift up. At the top, more tutorial enemies are waiting for us. This time, the focus is on using mask lines. I've already explained them earlier, so now it's time to put that knowledge into practice. Now that the path is open, we can finally move forward into the main game. But before that, let's grab all the loot by simply walking over it. Once you've collected everything, head straight ahead and jump into the pool of Dizzy. The game will now introduce more details about elemental damage, but I'll explain all of that as we move further into the game. For now, just focus on defeating the enemy in front of you, grabbing the items, and activating the next knot. For this walkthrough, I'll be going with a melee loadout since that's my preferred playstyle. Feel free to choose something else, as I know my approach to battles might not be the most convenient for everyone. If you're looking for more options, there are some build videos on YouTube, so check those out to find something that suits you. For now, I'll be distributing my stats evenly, but later on, I might specialize. Once you've leveled up and adjusted your loadout, it's time to head out into the Field of Beginnings. We will run through the sunflower field and take a left. Ignore the right path for now. The enemies here have a chance to drop mask shards. Collecting mask shards allows you to recreate powerful masks. Once you've taken care of the enemies, cross the bridge to your left. We will first head up the path on the right, going uphill. Make sure to eliminate all the enemies in your path before advancing. Watch out for an enemy hiding on the left as you approach the Miracle Pesto near the edge of the cliff. This consumable clears status effects. Next, explore the left side of the lower hill area. If the enemy in the lower path approaches and you can't outrun it, deal with it before moving on, as the next enemy up the hill can be a bit challenging. Now proceed uphill. Here we encounter an enemy immune to Viz, which causes dizzy, but weak to Fatuo damage, which inflicts Wicked. Inflicting Fatuo provides some passive healing. We haven't picked up the mask line that deals Fatuo yet, so for now, use whichever element you have available. Since I didn't have anything useful equipped, I relied on brute force. After defeating the enemy, collect a shard of a miserable memory from a small platform made of wooden planks where firewood is stacked. Then proceed to the cliff on the left. You'll spot a roof below that you can jump down to. Do that to pick up the Grape Cutter. Return back uphill and hug the wall on the left. You'll spot some wooden boxes and barrels that you can break, revealing a shore with some crabs below that you can drop down to. First, drop down to the initial ledge where you can grab some unraveled spices, which temporarily increase Ardore power upon use. Then, drop further down to the shore. Be cautious while dealing with the crabs, as they are quite tough and are equipped with the element Viz, which inflicts dizzy, as we learned earlier. Enemies that inflict dizzy are weak to Fatuo. Here, you'll find a shred of the Canavaccio, which is a key item that can be used to string the mask lines, as well as a Hymn of Vigor, a consumable that greatly boosts stamina regeneration for a limited time. Follow the path ahead to exit this secluded shore, then continue straight ahead to find the next knot at the shores of Quinta. Fast travel back to the Field of Beginnings and run through the sunflower field again, but this time take the right path. As you approach the gate, an enemy will burst out from behind some barrels. Take care of it before grabbing the Ephestite fragments, which are used to upgrade weapons. Then return to the shores of Quinta. At the shores of Quinta, let's first carefully eliminate all the enemies in the area before we even think about approaching or picking up any of the loot.
Okay, let's leave that item over there for now. You can pick it up, but for the sake of the roadmap, let's just leave it there for now.
Once the area is cleared, check the small stage where 2 actors are rehearsing. You'll find a wooden chest containing an apotropaic amulet, a charm that increases luck for a long time. Next, move toward the golden whirl in the distance, located at the foot of a ruined building. These are Caravaggio glyphs. Using Ardore Breath at the glyph will alter the environment, opening up paths to areas that were previously out of reach. Climb the platform that appeared and cross to the other side of the rune. Dispatch the enemies here before collecting the items along the shore. We collect some Ephestite fragments, some lithium neon grenades, which as the name already suggests, are explosives that detonate on impact, and Armonia sap, which is a consumable that restores a bit of health for a short time when damaging enemies. Then head inside the cave to find a chest containing the funeral/mask line, which imbues your weapon with fatuo. Exit the cave and use Ardore Breath on the glyph to access the interior of the rune, where you'll find another chest holding the Colossal Harpoon mask line. This one calls forth a spear that you can toss in a straight trajectory. With those tasks done, leave the ruined building and collect the loot we previously left behind. Continue forward until you reach a fork. Head up the hill on the left first. Deal with the enemies, but be cautious of a sniper at the highest point of the path on the left. And gather the items, including an Armonia Expansion, which increases the maximum charges of your Armonia Ember. Return to the fork and take the right path uphill this time. Clear out the enemies, but be cautious of snipers on the left. Afterward, check the cliff on your right for a roof you can drop down to for additional consumables. Once finished, return to the fork and climb uphill. You will take notice of a glyph floating in the air. Approach it, and upon inspecting it, a bridge will spawn that we can cross to the other side. We arrive at the lower commons. Head to the next knot and activate it.
Quinta, the city of actors.
You can talk to the NPC here now, or wait until we return later. It's your choice.
I can almost hear the churning of gears inside that expressionless noggin.
After resting, look for steps opposite the knot near the entrance. Jump over the railing, and you will find a ladder. Climb down, and you come across another ladder. Descend that one too. Then drop from the platform. Don't worry, you'll survive the fall. Activate the knot at Old District Road. Collect the item at the shore before following the narrow seaside path to the other side. Collect all the items as you cross to the other side and make sure to dispatch of the enemies. Then, check the rocks near the bridge debris to pick up the Colossal Greaser, an amazing weapon but quite heavy, making it tough to wield due to its long swing time and stamina depletion. Colossal Greatsword and hammers are very powerful, but landing attacks with them can be tricky for those reasons. Check the shore to your right for some unraveled Aphestite nuggets. These can be used to upgrade special weapons. Then, backtrack and head up the path by the waterfall. You will see an enemy in the distance near a barrel. Watch out as he will try to kick the barrel down to run you over. At the top, you encounter more enemies, with one blocking the path across the bridge. Defeat him and cross over to take out 2 more.
Oh! No, that hurt! Jesus Christ, I need to deal with the— no! I need to deal with the other dude. Yeah! I need to deal with the— no! Jesus Christ! Jesus. No, okay, now I need to deal with that dude. Okay, Jesus Christ.
After that, head inside the tower ahead. Climb the ladder to the top. Enter the Logia in front of you. As you step inside, there's an enemy to your right. Make sure to take them out. Be cautious as another enemy from the roots below will notice you and come running up. Deal with him as well. Mine actually got stuck between the Logia walls. Once the area is clear, pick up the items on the garden terrace and leave the Logia. Once you exit, walk along the roots to your left. There are a few items scattered along the way, so make sure to grab them as you cross to the other side. As you climb the stairs ahead, watch for a sniper on your left. Deal with him, then pick up some more unraveled Aphestite fragments. Ignore the item behind the barrels by the house wall for now. Use an Ardore Burst to access the house. Collect the shard of a bitter memory from the body, then head up the stairs to your left. For now, ignore the combat rift and hop through the broken wall to land on a small platform. Knock down the hanging body to obtain the Vow of Purity. After that, climb the stairs again. But this time, investigate the rift. This will trigger a change in the area and cause enemies to spawn. Be prepared to deal with them. Once they have been dealt with, open the chest for your reward. The Black Cat's Tail, which is a saber-styled weapon. Now backtrack and exit the house. Break the barrels we ignored earlier to find a shred of Canovaccio, and then drop down the cliff below for another item. Drop down once more to land at the spot where we crossed the bridge earlier. Recall the bridge and cross it once again. Finally, return to the lower commons. The lower commons is a sprawling area filled with tight streets, dangerous enemies, and hidden treasures. You will need to stay alert as many enemies will catch you off guard and there are numerous paths to explore. Before moving forward though, make sure to level up, prepare your loadout, and grab all the items around the knot. Once you're done with all of that, head up the steps to your right from the knot. You will spot 2 dancers. Be aware that they will turn hostile and attack. After defeating them, take the steps to the left and open the chest to collect the falling star. Return to the main street where you will reach a fork. First, check the side area on the right. Roll through the rubble. Be cautious of a dog leaping towards you. Once it's taken care of, head inside the alley to the left of us. Another enemy is lurking here. Open the chest to find the silver wasp and backtrack to the fork. This time, go up the steps on the left. A sniper will target you. Take him out before proceeding. Then enter the house with the Bar a Onda sign, where an enemy will be waiting for you at the entrance. Inside, we can grab the receptacle of my lady, which is a throwable that causes sickness. After clearing the area, go up the balcony where an actor is standing and defeat him. Use an Ardore Burst on the glyph to create a new path. Jump up onto the planks and go right first to defeat the sniper. Then backtrack to stand atop a tower. Use an Ardore Burst to collapse the floor, revealing a chest. Open it to collect Ardore Breath. Unlock the gate and backtrack to the balcony. This time, take the right path. Check the alcove on the left for an item, then return to the main path and jump over the railing. The blacksmith enemies are tough, so prepare for a fight.
Ayaha, this guy's heavy.
Afterward, pick up an Ephestite fragment at the dead end in front of us. Turn around and follow the path to the other direction. Use an Ardore Breath on the glyph on the ground to create some steps leading to a nearby archer. Watch out, as another archer will try to snipe you from a rooftop we can't access just yet, so stay cautious. Open the chest to pick up the Hungover Strike. Drop down from the platform and you will encounter a new type of enemy, the Crushing Laughter. These guys hit hard and the archer from atop the rooftop will continue shooting at us, so be careful. Defeating him will grant you a shot of a miserable memory, Ephestite fragment, Curtis mask shards, and the key to the Ostello di Attori. Enter the hostel and head upstairs. Follow the floors until you reach a combat rift, similar to the one we've encountered before, so you know what to expect. Clear the enemies one by one. On the first floor, you'll find a chest inside a small room containing Veemenza Elementale. Then head upstairs, check the table for some upgrade material, and follow the floors to find another chest with an Armonia Amplifier. This is an important item that increases the healing effectiveness of your Armonia Ember. Return to the ground floor and clear the hostel of all the remaining enemies. Afterward, check the small study for some upgrade material, then push the lever to open the gate outside. But before going through them, check the courtyard for additional loot. Finally, we will pass through the doors. Head left onto a rooftop where you see an item glowing. From there, drop down to return to the fork. Backtrack to the spot where we dropped down near the blacksmith and enter the smithy. Pick up the upgrade material from the anvil, then exit the smithy and look to your right to find 4 dancers. Approach them, then turn to your left to unlock a shortcut gate back to the fort. Turn around, and before entering the building on the left, check behind the stairs for a chest. Afterward, enter the building, but be mindful that the floors will make you drunk. Climb up the stairs to the 3rd floor. Along the way, you'll grab the Rebellion entry and a shred of the Canovaccio. On the 3rd floor, you will find a chest with an Armonia Expansion inside. Head inside the bedroom for the Authors of Change. This will trigger Pulcinella to appear out of thin air, so talk to him.
Spells and swords do naught but cower at the might of will and might.
Return to the ground floor and exit to the right of the staircase. Follow the path up the steps. Ignore the archways on the right for now and press ahead. The enemies in this area pack a hefty punch, so be cautious.
Yeah, Jesus Christ!
The gardener enemy here uses the element Vis, which makes it weak to the element Fatu, which causes Wicked. Try imbuing your weapon with Fatu by using the Funeral/Mass line, which we picked up earlier, to take advantage of this. Then pick up the Headstrong Banner inside a chest. Continue down the path to face 2 more enemies. Once that's dealt with, open another shortcut back to our saving point. Then return to the archway, which we ignored earlier. Deal with the enemies in the foyer. Watch out for a blacksmith hiding behind a pillar. This guy is super fast for some odd reason, so make sure to land quick swings. Then enter the wine shop for another shortcut. Head upstairs to find a sniper on the 1st floor of the wine shop. After he's been taken care of, check the small room on the left for some upgrade materials. Free the body hanging from the rope to collect a shred of Canovaccio, then climb the steps again to reach a combat rift on the open roof. Inspect it to alter the environment. Watch out, as most of the floor will disappear and 2 archers will snap at you simultaneously. After the area returns to normal, head inside the building and check the small study room to your left for a chest containing a shred of Canovaccio. Exit the wine shop through the shortcut door we opened earlier to reach our knot. Take some time to explore the area around the knot, then prepare for the upcoming boss fight. Be sure to talk to Pulcinella, as I haven't covered that in this video. I will level up, upgrade my weapon, and distribute my skill tree perks. Afterward, I'll take on the area boss. Mask, as well as mask lines and weapons, can be strengthened through smithing. This action requires memoria and specific materials that can be found throughout the world. I'll make 2 versions of the boss fight. One where I fight the boss without any skill tree perks activated, and another with them, so you can see the difference in my approach. Be prepared for the second phase, as the boss becomes much tougher and can essentially one-shot you if you get caught in his chain attack. In the first approach, I won't be using any of my skill tree perks as mentioned. I will only attack after breaking the boss's stance, as this allows me to inflict sickness thanks to my weapon's passive. I need to keep my distance though, because I can also catch the boss's sickness. I'll focus on parrying his attacks without crossing the halfway mark on his health bar, waiting to stance break him again. After landing a powerful hit and poisoning him, he will have about a quarter of his health left. This is when it gets dangerous, so I'll try to keep my distance and use the Lithuanian grenades we picked up at the shores of Quinta. However, I still need to land one more weapon hit to finish him off. As you can see, I didn't use any mass lines and went completely melee on him. You can obviously use your mass lines and take a different approach. I simply wanted to showcase how I did it. In my second approach, my perks are activated, and you'll notice I chip away at his health even when parrying, and with the sickness effect lasting longer. This approach is riskier, as I can't rely on the same tactic as before. It's much more aggressive, and I'll have to deal with his second phase more carefully now.
Okay, now I will not hit him.
Ah ha ha!
No.
At this point, I don't need to take any further action since he's poisoned and the effect will kill him over time. I just need to stay safe and survive until it's over. Once the boss is defeated, we receive his mask, the Curtis mask, along with some mask shards, the decorated Roncone weapon, 2 mask lines, Collera, the Principe, Wrathful charge, and an aspect, the aspect of Curtis. Return to the knot and rest. Stay tuned for episode 2 as we dive deeper into the world of Enotria.